All right, all right, all right, all right. Guess what time it is? It is that time for a little bit of Ready to Love. I'm going to hold that right there just for a second. A little bit of that Ready to Love. Are y'all ready to love? Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. It's Happy Satiated Saturday. Okay? So, I'm excited on this Saturday, right? Ready to Love. Episode 2 was last night, and I'm getting to you guys right now with it. Get into it, get into it. Let's do it. So I am Jocasta Odom. And I'm so glad that you've come through on my channel. I know that I have been gone for a minute, but I am going to make this channel my relief. Like, relief and release. Remember Whitney? Not Whitney, Whitley on A Different World. And she was like, relax, release. Remember that? Do y'all remember that? Like, I remember. Okay. All right. I'm just taking it too far. But anyway, we got to get into it. It was Tickle My Pickle or something like that they called the episode. We're talking about season 7, episode 2, and Tickle My Pickle. And as we go along in this review, you're going to understand what Tickle My Pickle is. But I wasn't feeling the Tickle My Pickle. But, maybe because my pickle never gets tickled. Because I don't have a pickle. I don't know, you guys. But whatever it is, I'm so excited about Ready to Love and to get into this review. But you know what? First thing is first. I hope all is well. And you guys are finding out that love does exist, I guess. Ready to Love. Let's see if y'all can show us that. So let's talk about one thing. I think I want to get out the way, or maybe not. Okay. So as you guys know, they open up the season and this episode going to another mixer. And here they are, Blake and Mercedes. She says she thinks the other ladies misunderstood him. She said, you just seem to be misunderstood. And I don't want to say it wrong because I'm like, wait, sis, what you mean Blake is misunderstood? Top Flight is misunderstood? I don't think he is. So then she said also that, catch this, not only is Blake misunderstood, he has the juice. She was like, I think you got that juice, Blake. What? He got the what? So she's like, Blake, I think you got that juice, right? And she said, and you got that juice in that juice box. Your juice box just needs to be sipped by the correct individual. No, ma'am. Hello. No, ma'am. I'm going to sip my water on that one. Your juice just needs to be sipped by the correct individual. What, Mercedes? Oh my gosh. Top Flight's juice does not need to be sipped by the right individual. He said 87% he would 87% of him is saying no to having any more children. So that means 13%. That's low on the pole, like the totem pole. Mercedes, you don't have any children. You've already said you wanted kids. So I know you're not saying for yourself, but I don't think Top Flight Blake is misunderstood. I think what he's shown us is for real. He seems very boring and dry, kind of. Maybe it's the cameras. I don't know. We're just early in the season. So that was at the top of the episode. Then Marcia is saying it's a no for the cat. So Blue says he has cat. And Marcia's like, I don't like cats, you know. So, girl, right then and there, you know, just peel back, just have conversation with Blue so you don't seem like you just don't want to be engaged, but know that that's not the one for you. I don't like cats either. But he was like, well, I used to have a monkey. She was like, a monkey? I like them on Instagram, but I ain't feeling no monkey. Girl, I don't know what he got going on over there in Never Never Land with Michael Jackson, but no, thank you. So guess what? Tommy comes up and Tommy's like, I got a little surprise for y'all. Like, pow! We got two new singles. What? Two new. Well, no, he said four more singles. So two women, two men, right? And I was like, okay, so let us review these singles, okay? So up first, we got Cynthia. Cynthia is 37 years old. She has two children. She's the CEO of a company. So I'm like, okay, Cynthia, I see you sent. Okay, sent straight from heaven with your green dress. That's how Turd Dre was thinking. Now let's go to Jonique. Jonique is a software distro co-owner, I guess. And I like the little caption they put up there. I'm looking for a man who can handle me. All right, Jonique. So not Monique, but Jonique. Then we have Mr. Puerto Rican himself, Haitian, Puerto Rican, and what else? I forgot what else, but he is Mark Anthony. Mark Anthony right there look a little sleepy, doesn't he right there, y'all? Maybe that's just not the best picture on could have put up there of you, Mark Anthony. They could have put something a little bit more nicer. But Mark Anthony is 34 years old and he says he's not a player anymore. I don't want to be a player no more. I'm not a player. I just crush a lot. Okay. So he says he's not a player anymore. He wants to find somebody that he can settle down with. Okay, we'll see if you're not a player anymore because this is a ball field, honey. When you come into Ready to Love, you got a woman over there, a woman over there, a woman over there, a woman over there. So let's see what you're talking about. So, y'all, I'm just hanging on to put up the last guy because Ready to Love own producers Tommy, Will Packer. Yeah, I'm calling everybody out. Y'all are lying to us. I'm gonna put Febreze, aka Fabrice, because everybody thought his name was Febreze. Because Mercedes said that man name sound like Febreze. Wait, hold on. That man name sound like Febreze. And then who was it? Roommate, better known as Lyndon, said it is Febreze, but it was Febreze. I thought it was Febreze too, y'all. Like, I'm glad that I realized it is not Febreze, like the spray Febreze. But Febreze, we are going to call you Febreze. Listen, sir, why are they lying? Because they said that you were 44 years old. You're 2 years older than me. Let me move you out the way. This is 40. I'm 42. 44, 42. 44. You know what? Next week, I'm going to put a side by side of that man and my daddy. And my daddy's in his 60s. And that man looks like he could be my daddy, not my zaddy, like the way they saying it. That's 44. This is 42. Something's wrong. Y'all got to help me out. I think they lying. But moving on, we're not going to dwell on that lie that Ready to Love is giving us. So let's go on and jump into it. So the men have the power this week. What does that mean? So for my newcomers of Ready to Love, if you don't know what the power means, it means they have the power to eliminate one of the ladies who they feel is not ready to love. Okay. So guess what? Last Friday, Z was eliminated. Not eliminated, sorry. Z was nominated to be eliminated, right? So Z at the top of the mixer. Y'all, she was like, so why do you think my name came up and I was lit up. Why do you think? Why do you think? So I'm like, wait, y'all, hold on, because you do realize I'm at the house, and my boys done lost their mind. Sorry, sorry. Let's get started. Quiet, y'all. They don't even care. All right, so that's a mama. So listen, Z, I was like, no, no, stop asking these people. And so she was like, I mean, why do you think I mean, do you know who thought that I wasn't ready to love? I'm like, girl, well, they gonna put you in the bottom two again. And this time you're probably gonna go home. If you don't zip it, you're supposed to go in there, the bubbly Z, as we met last Friday, just mixing and mingling. But she wasn't mixing and mingling, y'all. Guess what? Sis was really feeling like something was wrong. And I'm like, gosh, please stop. Z, stop, 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 stop. Stop going around asking everybody. Stop trying to figure out why they put you up, and just be yourself and make it do what it do, boo. But she couldn't. So I like that Lyndon, aka roommate, said that Jonique has flavor as opposed to him being like Jonique was ghetto. Because a lot of people are quick to say, because if someone has a specific slang that you're ghetto, that doesn't mean you ghetto. That just means you have flavor. I like that. Good job, Lyndon, roommate. So Corvea and Mark Anthony. Mark Anthony is a lab tech, but we find out later that he is studying to be a pilot as well. Tell me what you thought about when she said they're sitting down and she turns to Mark Anthony and she's like, so Mark Anthony, what do you think about spoiling your woman? How do you feel about that? And so that's not a question that I would ever sit down and ask a dude. Like, how you feel about spoiling your woman? But she's 30 some years old. Maybe that's what y'all asking out here in these streets nowadays. I'm not asking that. I don't necessarily think anything is wrong with her asking that. However, it's a turnoff because it was a turnoff for me, and I'm not even trying to date her. So I get it where it was a turnoff for him. However, he ding 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 made a turnoff as well. He said, I gift you what you earn, bruh. What you mean you give me what I earn, Mark Anthony? Like, this is not school. Like, gold star for Marcus. Dinner was yummy. Y'all remember that from Boomerang. But this is not giving teacher. Like, you're not her professor gifting her. You're not her dad saying, great job. You're not her owner, like she's a pet saying, good job. Here you go. You'll get a treat for doing great. No, that would be your woman. So I didn't like that. That was off put. Like, yeah, I don't think he should have said that. So that was a turn off. So both of them was giving that turn off vibes. Like, why are you saying all that? Okay, for what? For why, Mark Anthony? For what? For why, Corvea? Just see how that man moves in this process. Watch his patterns. You are in your 30s, so you're not dating potential because they should already have been there. Wherever they're trying to go, they should reached it, right? You're dating what patterns you see. So if you see them patterns are crooked, honey, move on. And that's given the man not for you. I'm not telling you to dumb it down. I'm not telling you to not sit down and ask people about this spoilation of it all. But hey, do what you do. So Z is going around still giving the worst vibes because she just is like, pick me, let me stay type of vibes. She's giving me, why y'all didn't pick me on to stay? Why are y'all making it seem like I'm not ready to love? Like, she just seems nervous, like, what's going on? When she got it, she needs to really play it cool. Z needs to be vulnerable, right? But here's the thing. Z said, who did she sit down? Oh, I can't remember who she sat down with. So, but she sat down and she was talking about, well, you're thinking that I'm not being vulnerable. I'm like, girl, you ain't got to be vulnerable no more. You don't have to be vulnerable no more. You about to be movable. They about to move your butt right up off of this show. So it ain't no need, because you were supposed to just bounce back, honey, snap back like that, snap back after birth, honey. You were supposed to do that instead of like going around trying to figure out why they didn't choose you. Like, why? No. Oh, thank you so much. Subscribe. Thank you. I love Big Brother too, honey. I am like, thank you so much. JB says what? JB says what? Say hi, say what? Say hi. Okay. So let me get back to it. Z being vulnerable, I don't know about that part, right? I don't know. But I do know you're about to be movable. And that's what you don't want. Nobody wants that, right? So, yeah, she's going to be moved from that process if she keeps going around these men and not trying to let them get to know her or her get to know them. So, yeah. So, guys, we have Jeffrey, Turdre. Y'all know who Turdre is. I can't get over the turd thing, the tendril that you keep putting right there on your forehead. Okay, Turdre, Cynthia. So let's say this. Turdre and aka Andre. Turdre sits down with Jeffrey, right? Now, this man says, and I'm gonna read it because I had to write it down. He said this to Jeffrey. He said, remember this, when I'm with you, I'm not seeing anybody else. This is what Turdre said. When I'm with you, I'm not seeing anybody else. But as soon as Cynthia sat down, soon as Cynthia sat down, y'all, that green dress commanded Turdre to just, well, hello, and then he forgot Jeffrey was right there. So lie number one, you already lied to Jeffrey. So you should have said, now remember, I'm with you until another fine woman sits down with a green dress and commands my attention. Then I only see green, because that's what brother saw. He only saw Cynthia. He was like, hey, sent from heaven. That's what he was thinking right there. And I mean, it is what it is. It's ready to love. But let me tell you what you should have said, Turdre. You should have told that woman when Cynthia came there to sit down, you should have said, you know what? We're engaged in a conversation. However, if you don't mind, once we get finished, can I come find you and talk to you then? That woman would have been like, wow. First of all, you would have turned and gave your attention, that one-on-one attention, to Cynthia and said, I would love to engage in conversation with you. But we were talking about something that I want to kind of finish up with her. And I'm going to come and grab you, if it's okay, a little later so that we can talk more in depth. That woman would have been like, boom, that's the man. And then also the woman next to you, you remember Jeffrey, who you forgot when the green dress moved in, honey? She would have respected you as well. I'm just saying, just a thought. Who am I? I don't know. But for what, for why? Because you forgot. You lied and then you didn't have nobody. So Jeffrey, when she quickly realized that she was a non-factor, y'all, she was like, that women in Miami are thirsty. Now, are they thirsty, Jeffrey? Because then that means you're thirsty as well. Let me drink for you. I'm gonna drink my water for you. Because guess what? That means you're thirsty too, right? Because y'all all are on Ready to Love. And you weren't able to go get it yourself. You had to come on a produced show so somebody could help you find love. So are you thirsty as well? I'll wait for it. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I don't know about that. But I'm glad that you learned quickly. Let me exit stage left, because what God has for you is for you. All right, moving on. Let's see. Y'all, I hate that. But Jeffrey, I had a little thought. That was wrong of you to call that lady thirsty because you parched too. All right, moving forward. So Febreze, remember Febreze said, I'm a black Haitian man. I'm Caribbean. What else did he say he was? He's just so much. And he's a fashion designer. But that man, only thing that man could talk about was sex. I was like, what is your problem? Like, he was like, sex is on his mind. Jeffrey stated she has another tattoo. Like, so him and Jeffrey, they're sitting down, right? Jeffrey says she has a tattoo on her back. It says God is love in Japanese. And he said, oh, funny that you must say that. I got a tattoo on my back too in Japanese. And so she was like, what did it say? And he said, well, maybe you'll get to see my back one day and see what it said. Huh? Maybe I'll get to see your back one day and see what it said. Wait, bro. Hey, can y'all hear me? Because I'm just confused. Why does woman want to see your back one day? The back of you? Because that I think you was trying to go for sexy, sexy, but that's giving dookie love, and nobody loves that. Okay, so I'm confused. You want her to be behind you? I don't. Febreze, I think that you think your accent can get you through everything, but granddad, it can't. Um, yeah. Why you? And then she said, "See my back," but I mean, wouldn't you want to see my back? Like, mm, I'm like, was y'all confused? Because I was confused when he said, "See my back." Now, Father Febreze, whatever you do, well, I don't know what you meant by that. For what? For why did you say it? Why would you make that statement? Please let us not find out that you like Duke Love. Okay, you like it like that. I don't know, or playback love, or booty play, or but you keep telling us you are made. You said I'm a man that's well traveled, so all right, Mr. Rail Traveled, or Mr. World Travel, or Mr. Duke Love. I don't know. Jeffrey, I'm with you. Leave, run, exit stage left. So I like it too, though. Jeffrey said if a man is speaking to her mentally, she can get with it. I can too. Talk to my intelligence. And then that's so sexy. Talk to my intelligence. Like literally, if you can talk to me about politics, if you could talk to me about love, if you could talk to me about business, like all things, I'm like intrigued. And then that's good, right? Speak to my mental. So then, all right, guess what? We are all about to have a group meet with the newbies, the new women. So here it is. Cynthia is saying what her deal breaker is. Guess what? Her deal breaker is the cheater. Bing, 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 bing. That ain't my only deal breaker. My deal breaker is when a man acts like he can't stand up for me, that he's weak, he can't protect me, he's not stable, he doesn't own his own home. I'm 42 years old, so don't look at me funny. Okay, we need that retirement, like all of that. Deal breakers because I'm 42, so I'm on a whole nother level. Okay, but when she said deal breakers are cheaters, yes, and then I think it was Tony, Mr. H&R Block. I think he said, "Who's your type at this table?" So my whole point with this, y'all, he's like, "Who's your type? Like, which one of us is your type?" He's asking those questions, like, okay, and I'm like, well, how can she tell who her type is? She just met y'all 2 seconds ago, like 2 seconds ago. So she hasn't engaged in conversations enough to know where her type is. She can only be looking at you aesthetically and be like, oh, okay, he's fine. Okay, he's cute. Okay, he's handsome. Okay, he carries himself well. Okay, he smells good. Okay, he's a little stinky. Like literally, she don't know her type just yet. So I was with her when she said, my type is all of you. All of you are my type. That makes sense. Nobody should be like, that's not right. And I'm like, no, because she can't go off of look. She's 30, what was Cynthia's 37. She's 37 years old. She has 2 children. She just can't look at a man and say, that's my type, and I'm going to date him, and that's going to be my boyfriend, and then that's going to be my husband, because she could be getting a bunch of mess. So no, she has to engage in conversation. She has to get to know you. She has to get to know you. So I'm with her on that. So yes, at this moment, everyone is her type. Now, did she describe aesthetically what she usually goes for? She did. And I like that. So good job, Cynthia. So my whole thing is this. Let me show you how far looks can get you. The reason Cynthia said all of you are my type, because all she's doing is giving a look-see. Like okay, all of you. I probably would have gave the same answer. Because looks can get you as far as I can throw you. You see how I can throw that pencil like that? Because that pencil is just a piece of wood, right? And made out of some lead, and it does the job. But you can sharpen that, and it's going to eventually go away, right? That pencil. Let me get it. This pencil, it's going to eventually go away. Just like your daggone looks. So I need you to have more than looks about yourself. So the woman has to get to know you. So I wasn't feeling that Turdre was thinking the opposite. Turdre really wasn't feeling her when she said that. So then he wants to know, well, which one of us? And do you like light skin? And do you like dark skin? I'm like, Turdre, where are we going with this? About this woman, whether she likes light skin, dark skin. Excuse me. Let me show y'all Turdre, because Turdre, I gotta take a pause for the cause. Turdre, if you can explain to me, you're a handsome man. I just want to know, why do you keep putting that little turd like right there on your forehead? Like, I put my thumb and I move the turd away and I cover all of everything else. And I go, oh, he's handsome. Oh, look at that. But then it's that turd that you just keep. It looks like there was a bird with a strong good of poop, because it stayed together and it just plopped down right there on your forehead. Or when before Tyler Perry really, started hitting it good with his plays, and then he had, y'all remember they used to have that microphone right there on their forehead. Do y'all remember that? I don't know if y'all remember. I remember it. But Turdre, I'm trying to figure out why are we putting that turd like right there on our head? So if you could, like, just DM me and tell me. No shade. I just want to know, why is that turd like, for why is the turd on Turdre's head? And then remove it. I never tell people to do stuff that you don't want to do, but right now I do kind of want you to take it off and stop. And because I can't take you serious. Like, when I look at that, I be like, what's wrong? I can't take you serious. So Turdre, let's look at it one more time. Why do we have this here? And if any of your friends or any of the other cast members can tell us why you continue to put that turd right there. I know somebody's going to call it a tendril or a little curl. No. It looks like something pooped just like about right there. So if you could just tell me. And yeah, because you're a handsome guy. I just want to know, for why is the turd right there? If you could just, I don't know. Just let me know. So stop asking that woman who, because if you want her, you go for her. You go for her. You're a hunter. You go for her. You let her know. Put yourself out there. Pull that turd back and go in for the gusto. So if you want to talk to Cynthia, you make it happen. So then in comes Jonique. Jonique was a little upset because Cynthia had already been there. Cynthia had already been there, so they had conversation. So Jonique was like coming in on the butt end of the conversation. But Jonique, you know what? Jump in and come in where you fit in, because you have a great personality and a big personality. You're able to push on through. So they start talking about what type of man does she like. And she said usually dark skinned, tall, husky. Um, men, that's who she usually dates. So I'm looking around and none of those men look like that. But hey, you know what? Y'all know what you're doing, I guess, casting directors. So Jonique said, and they were talking about like ugly men and stuff like, oh, I hate saying that word. Y'all, I've not said, like, I'm a stickler on UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly. Yeah, you ugly. Like, literally, because I used to say that all the time about people. And then I realized we're beautifully and wonderfully made in God's image. We're fearfully and wonderfully made. We are made in his image. So there is somebody for everybody. And I may not be for you and you may not be for me, but I am for somebody and somebody else is for you. Okay. So when she says she dates ugly men, she was like, well, I don't think they ugly, but other people think they ugly. And but you know what, sis? As long as they look good in your eyes, okay, that's all that matters because you got to be with them. You got to like them. You got to want them. So I'm all for it. But guess what they keep throwing around in this? We only 2 episodes in. Everybody want to know, you like, can you have an alpha man? And are you, can you be submissive? And you guys don't even know what submissive is or alpha man or alpha anything. And if you gotta scream to the right, I'm an alpha man, then guess what? You're probably not an alpha man. So can y'all stop with that BS? Because alpha men don't have to walk around and say they're alpha men. Just like alpha women don't have to walk around and be like, I'm an alpha woman. You can just recognize, honey, clearly. So I don't know about that. They was doing all that alpha man, alpha talk, and I was just like, stop, miss me with it. And that was Turdre doing that too. So Cynthia says she can be submissive. She said, listen, you can wear your briefs and I'll gladly wear my panties. But I've been a single mom and I've had to do it all. Girl, I feel you. That's one of the things that in my next life, in my next relationship, what I will not accept and what I will not have. I ain't walking around handling everything anymore. No, either we're going to partner this thing up and I want a leader. Okay. Maybe you're leading in the majority of the things in life for us, but if there's something that I'm better in and I can lead in that, honey, and there's something you're better in and you can lead in that, but we're still coming together and making it work. So y'all miss me with it. I do agree a little bit with Cynthia. So Turdre walked Cynthia to her car and that went well. Okay. So then we start jumping into dates. And you had a date with Tony and Marcia. And I loved it. They were matchy. But then you had the date with Z and Blake. For what? For why, producers? Again, for what? For why did we have this Blake and Z date? Okay. It was like the driest date that I've ever seen in my life. Tony and Marcia, you can see there was a connection. You can see they hit it off. But Tony, it's something about you that I can't put my finger on. So Marcia, you better be watching patterns. Whoever you are dating him, whoever chooses to date him, you better watch his patterns because it seems I can't put my finger on it. Tony, do you like to yell at women or something? I don't know. It's something, Tony. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. But a lot of my friends will tell you I'm really not. All right, so I felt y'all's connection, but Z and Top Flight. Z and Top Flight Security, come on. What are we doing? This man was asking her so many questions like, what do you do? Why do you do that? Where do you go? Who do you know? What's your life goals? He was like interrogating her. And you got to when you're dating someone, you have to allow things to happen organically. You don't sit there and ask them 20,000 questions. How much do you make? How much do you want to make? What's your next goal? What's your final goal? What's your next quarter? What's your final quarter? Like, what are you doing? Do you like pie? Do you like cake? Do you like? I'm like, brother, what are we doing here? Why? It was boring. You just should have saw if you guys could mesh well. And if y'all couldn't, Top Flight, then don't. Top Flight and Z, that wasn't working. It was a boring date. He was interrogating you. like you know what? Top flight though, baby. Guess what I think, baby? Top flight. I think, aka Blake, I think that you maybe want to be an investigator because it says you're a corporate security guard, but I still don't know about that. It gives me, I see you, I see you. It gives me top flight security. So, Blake, I think that maybe you want to be an investigator. So you was using her as your, I guess, assailant. I don't know. Boy, I buy. So group date with the fellas, the new guys. It was a group date with the new dudes. Let's go back. We have Granddad right here. Granddaddy, let me move that banner so you can see. Granddaddy Fabrice, remember, aka Fabrice. Um, then we have the date with our other newbie. Let me find him, which is Mark Anthony, right? So we get these group dates going, and Mark Anthony seems, a little cocky at times, saying, but he talked about he dated several different women, of course, from different nationalities and things like that. Fabrice has said the same thing. But he was like, I have sexual appetite. Your sexual appetite has to be good, and your sexual appetite has to be on point. And I was like, bruh, fall back, daddy. Like, I don't know. Like I said, they on is lying. That man is not 44. Look at me. This is 42. Look at Febreze. That's 44. Huh? No, 54. Not 44. Maybe not even that. Maybe 64. Because my dad and him, I'm going to put them side by side. I put it on everything. I cannot forget. Y'all got to remind me. I got to put a side by side of him and my daddy. The Busy Bees. Hey, Busy Bee. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, hello, hello. So I'm sitting here like, no, for what? For why did y'all have to lie to us and say this man is 44? More like 54 or 64, and it's okay. But don't be lying. Talking about he look and Martin and Sue. What was Sue Ann said? He's this zaddy girl. He is only 5 years older than you. He ain't no zaddy. See, because you thinking the man 54 or 64. You're thinking the man is old. That man ain't old, but he is old. But he ain't. But he is. So all he kept talking about was how sex talk helps him allow him to see women what they're hiding. Huh? What you mean sex talk allow you to see? So Fabrice, aka Fabrice, said that sex talk, he starts that out because it allows me to see what women are hiding. What you mean? What are they hiding? What do you mean sex talk make you see that they're hiding debt? That they hiding kids, but they're hiding a gun? Like, what the heck you talk about, bro? No, sex talk doesn't. Sex talk makes me think that that's all you want, and you came on this show to conquer sex with several different women, and that's a hot mess, and that's what's wrong with a lot of this stuff today. So, no, sir, you need to move on. All right. Then we can't even skirt from the sex because here he goes again. Sex is very important. I'm like, bruh. So then they're like, Swan said, he's giving zaddy vibes. And then Mercedes like, I'm intrigued with him and the sex. I'm like, look, girl, that man old enough to be your granddaddy. You need to fall back. Okay. So then we are almost at the end. We're at the gentleman's lounge, right? Yes, we are. We're at the gentleman's lounge. And here in the gentleman's lounge, you got Mark Anthony. He said he's really into Mercedes. Now, remember, Mark Anthony talked about being in that group when he said he was a pilot, studying to be a pilot. So Mercedes, look, she's like, well, I'm a flight attendant, a pilot and a flight attendant. Well, here, Mercedes, let me tell you about them pilots, because I used to be a flight attendant. I'm a pilot. They cheat a lot. But I'm not saying they all do, but a lot of them do. But I'm not saying they all do, but a lot of them do. Yeah, I'm going to say it one more time. I'm not saying they all do, but a lot of them do. Those pilots, they are cheaters, pumpkin eaters. Okay. So Fabrice he said, "Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. I want them all." I'm like, bro, you don't want them all. You want them to fulfill your sexual appetite, bro. Move on. But why were they in this church with the liquor store? I was confused. Help them, Jesus. Help them. So Tommy said, don't call the ladies and let them know what's going on. What goes on in the lounge stays in the lounge. So I'm like, okay. Mark Anthony mentioned Febreze talking about sex too much and that he was trying to reel him in. I didn't see you reel him in, but maybe they cut that out. I was trying to reel him in from my house. Bruh, stop. This was me. Oh, God, again. He was like, oh, sex, sex. I was like, oh, Febreze, stop. I was like, granddaddy, can you please don't say it again? Oh, gosh, here he goes again. That's me. Talk to the TV because I wanted him to stop. But okay, I digress. So then they said, Turdray. Y'all remember? Let me remind y'all. Y'all remember Turdray? Turdray said that Jeffrey is wife material. So you can go wife her right now and be with her. And he was like, so she's in the top for him. But bruh, let's tell the truth. Really, the green dress with this Cynthia was in your top. So I don't know. So then they start mentioning the women they really weren't feeling. They mentioned Corvea. Febreze said Jeffrey was too conservative. She was too conservative because she was not buying into your sexy talk. How is that too conservative? Because she's not up here trying to thought it up. Like, no, dude. Not everybody is always constantly talking about sex. Oh, that was a turnoff to her. Her bad for having standards. Her bad for not thoughting it up. Her bad for not trying to be with everybody. Ugh. So I don't know for why. I just think he didn't like to engage with Jeffries because of that. So he's what I call a oldie but not goodie. Okay, so shut up, Mr. Febreze, aka Granddaddy, aka somebody's daddy. So Z and Corvea are at the top, right? Tommy said, guess what? I got something to put on. Boom. Tommy hits us with, you can put a save. I was like, not you trying to save like Big Brother or trying to save somebody like Survivor. So you can save somebody. If you don't think that person needs to go home, you can save somebody. I was like, I'm curious to see how this season goes and them saving somebody. So let's go to the end of somebody's journey. So we've put Z and Corvea at the bottom. They chose Blake and roommate. So, well, let me give you their names. Blake and Lyndon, better known as Lyndon, aka roommate. Blake, aka top flight security. So top flight was to meet with Z and top flight was to meet with Z. And then roommate was to meet with Corvea. Now, y'all remember Corvea and roommate bumped heads like really bad. Do we recall? Like boom, 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 boom. They bumped heads bad. Well, why? For what? For why? You might want to ask. Because she was like, she needs a guy to be independent, to live by himself. And he got a roommate and he up there trying to be like the college life and what? No. And I said he probably got his mattress is on the floor because he ain't got no headboard. That's what he's giving. He's giving no headboard. But y'all put them together. You wanted her to go meet with him. Producers, y'all ain't tricking me. Y'all had them go meet. Guess what? Guess what you were trying to do? I get it. You thought drama was going to ensue because you know she don't care for him and he don't care for her. So let's be honest, okay? Then here it is, Z, you should have peeped game, girl. You should have peeped it. I told you at the top of my review that you were talking about, they said you weren't being vulnerable and you was finna be movable. Well, baby girl, this is the movable moment right now. They about to move you out of the show. So I told you, you ain't have to be vulnerable no more, baby, because you about to be movable. They gonna move you on out the way. So they meet and they're having conversations and he's telling Corvea about what the fellas think about her and that she was at his bottom because of what she said. And she was saying, well, aren't you supposed to tell people what you want, what you need? Absolutely, Corvea. So don't stop that. Then Z is talking to Top Flight. And I don't think she was catching what he was throwing because you could tell he was about to get rid of you. So we're ending the journey. with these two. Roommate says, I'll watch you leave, because he told her we've realized that you are still ready to love. So roommate says, I'm gonna watch you leave. For what? For why? What did he talk about? I'm gonna watch you leave. Get your butt up and go walk that woman out there to her car, even though you don't like her. Oh my goodness. Again, you're giving roommate vibes, because we know that's what you do. And you're giving me, you just got a mattress, no headboard. Okay, moving to the next. So, one other thing, Z started singing. They said, well, what do you want people to remember you by? Z started singing. So I said to myself, how do I want to end my live? Because Z was singing, right? And I felt bad for her. She literally was like, her name is Z. And she was see. So I was like, my name's Jocasta. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification button, because that's my vibe. That's all for now. See you next time. Goodbye now. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification button, and go back and listen to me if you didn't hear the whole thing. And please share, share, share. See y'all next time. Bye bye.